What's good with the YouTube? You already know, Big Flaco with a convict's perspective, man. And I got a very important, delicate topic that we're going to be discussing today. I got the homie Chango on here, man. I wanted to discuss about, the aftermath of finding out that you're no good and that you've been deemed no good as far as by your particular group that you used to, commit yourself to life, man. And I think anybody that's, been involved on the high level political spectrum of things, like being involved with the NF and so forth, having status, having positions of authority, and especially if you did all within your capabilities to push a righteous movement, make right choices, but to see the betrayal, the corruption, the disloyalty, the politics is something that leaves a very, very nasty taste in your mouth, man. And you have a world of emotions that you have running through you. I personally experienced it. Chango's experienced it, and a whole lot of other brothers have experienced it, man. So rather than just continue to, talk about, we're going to talk about the life more in future episodes. But today we want to talk about the feelings, the emotions, and so forth when you particularly leave these groups, man. How you doing, Chango?
Good. How about yourself, bro?
Man, I'm doing good. Let's get to this topic, bro. What do you think about it?
Man, it's a hard topic to discuss. For a lot of people that are still in the game, and people that left or whatever their situation. I could express myself, my feelings. I had a lot of hate in my heart. I felt betrayed at the time. I didn't know what to do. I felt that being in that lifestyle, that that's all I knew.
Yeah.
I put what I could all into it, and at the end, just to get just deemed. The feeling is like, wow, and like my situation, there was no, they didn't even put me on freeze. They didn't talk to me. They didn't try to give me a fine, and nothing.
No due process.
So it took, so it don't, it didn't feel good. I went through a lot mentally. Like I said before, I was in the hospital. I had to do therapy. And it was hard, man. And I was hurt so much, man. And at the time, my emotions, my feelings were different. As far as I didn't have no direction. I was, even after the fact, still I knew what happened to me was wrong. And, I started going back and, I started flashbacking on other situations, on other individuals, that what happened to them, that they're, even before, I'm not talking about MC and BB and them,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just talking back in, from day one, like I said, I wasn't there, but I had all the schooling. I was schooled all the way to the end, and I just look at things at the time different. I was like, how can this happen to me? Why me?
Yeah.
And it was a stressful situation. Then I had to deal with that. Then I'm dealing with mad, my loved ones. I'm just like mad at everything. And at the time, I didn't have the tools, and I didn't know how to deal with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it just really messed me up inside, and I was hurt. And so, but even after the fact, like I said before, I still was out there, even though I wasn't against the NF, but I just didn't want to deal with the NF or anything like that. I still, like I said, I was still dipping and dabbing, the writing, dealing with homies and, people that I felt that weren't, that part of that,
Yeah.
So I was still doing things, and, I even got to where I started using drugs and, just
it's like
doing things that,
That's similar to my story, bro. That's where my addiction kicked in, was after, bro, because I felt alone. I felt like nobody really understood me. I felt like people looked at me different. You know, you go through all these years to get a good reputation, man, and never do nothing wrong, remotely wrong. You know what I'm saying? Never really under
Yeah.
investigation. You know what I mean? Everything works out, and you know because you suffered whatever. However anybody leaves this, right? It doesn't matter. You're still going to be labeled the same. You're still going to be on the list. It doesn't matter if someone told, didn't tell, whatever they did. You're still going to be viewed the same, and you're going to suffer the same consequences in the eyes of the O. And you know, for me, it was like, man, like I felt like my hand was forced, and I had a lot of resentment. I had a lot of hate. I had a lot of anger, and I started using drugs as well, bro. And what happened with me was I was still out there committing crimes, bro, and I was still not that far. And I would tell people who I was, what I did, and I would tell them if they had a problem, then get off where they mad at because I had that ego, bro. And every time I catch a case, I would make sure to go to the extent. I take the cases up for everybody because you know that was my whole theory because of the image that people were portraying me to be without understanding. And you know I kept on wanting to self-justify all the reasons. There's really no justifying if you're in the streets. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's a cutthroat game. Everybody's cutthroat, and those are the consequences, man. But you know I went through a lot. That's where I crossed the threshold from being a recreational user here and there to being a full-blown addict, brother, because I didn't know how to deal with it.
Right.
You know, they don't give you therapy. I didn't have no counseling. I didn't have none of that shit. And I used to frown upon that shit. Like, man, I don't need that shit. But I was fucked up too myself, brother. So I totally relate, man. And I was fucked up not just for a year. I was fucked up for about fucking 9 years, bro. 9 years I was fucked up in the head, bro. And it just took me having that spiritual awakening, which I'm going to go in further. I don't want to talk about it today because we're going to do an episode about what changed us and what clicked. But today I want to just talk about, you know, the feelings, the emotions, man. I had anger. I was pissed. Man, I had all that stuff. Sad, betrayed, and, you know, I just didn't even feel good about myself anymore. You there?
Yeah. Yeah. I can, man. The same thing, man. I mean, I'm pretty sure you're on a same level I was. Just like every other individual out there. It's rough, man. Like you said, you got all these emotions and all these things in your mind. What to do, how to do it. Like myself. Like I said, I wasn't like going crazy, on the drugs and stuff, but I was dipping and dabbing. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it was like a pain. As a matter of fact, I had a situation with my uncle, and when we were kids, me and my cousin Ed, we see my uncle slamming heroin all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He was, like I told you before, he was a function addict. And, he had a pad, he had his cars, he had his girls and all that. He was always taking care of himself, but he always slammed. Anyhow, after all that happened to me, one day he's like, hey, take me to the Connect, and I said, let's go, man. So I took him over there, and I was like, man, we waited, we went to the east side, and I was like, okay, what's up? And he went and copped, and he came back, and he's all, hey, look, man, you should try this, man. I know you don't fuck around, but just try this. And I was like, nah, man. He goes, man, I'll do everything for you, man, because you're gonna see, man. Anyhow, he ended up fixing the R, and he did everything for me, and man, there I went, bam, took that shot, man. All them feelings, all that hate, all that anger, all that stuff that I felt was gone, man.
Yep.
It hit me good, man. I mean, I was in La La Land, man. It felt so good, man. And then again, after we went down, the high went down. I was like, man, I was back again. So we ended up, I do it, a couple of days later, I did it again, and I remember my sister, she was using too, but she was snorting the heroin, the negra.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, man, I don't know why, but I know now, but I didn't know then. I guess, but I said, you know what, this ain't me, man. I know I'm mad and everything. I'm feeling all these feelings, but you know what? This is not for me. Not this heroin stuff, because I liked it. I mean, I didn't like it. I loved it. You know, so I know it sounds funny, but I didn't want to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I still smoke weed, you know, and start, you know, me and my cousin Ed, you know, we, you know, dipping and dab, you know, smoking this, you know, messing with that cristal and all that. But anyhow, I was just everywhere, you know what I mean? Just trying to hide that emotions, you know, to stuff it down somehow away, you know, because all the anger I had inside, you know what I mean? It got to the. Go ahead.
It's what you call self-medicating, brother. Because you can't deal with your problems that you had in your life sober. So therefore, you're putting your problems still exist there. They never go away. But by self-medicating, you forget about them. It's plain and simple. You know what I'm saying? And then when you come down, sometimes your feelings are going to be 10 times worse than how you felt before you decided to take that shot or that fucking smoke or whatever it may be that you're doing. I mean, I did the same thing, bro. You know what I'm saying? Fuck, man. I was the type of person that walked in the liquor store, I'd have a fucking rig in my ear, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know, getting off the hook. Right. I was doing things like I never done before, bro. Like as an individual, as a soldado. You know, the things that I stood against because I just, you know, it was an outlet for me to deal with the shit that I felt inside, bro. I mean, does that make sense?
Of course, absolutely. I mean, you know, it's funny because, you know, like for me to do stuff like that when I look back at it, I was like, wow, because you know, like my cousin Ed, man, you know, he knows how I am. You know, there's some homeboys that I grew up with and some homeboys that fell out, but then homeboys that are there with me, that roll with me, they knew how I operated. You know, they know I didn't get high. You know what I mean? Even some girls, they knew I didn't mess around. You know, that wasn't my thing, you know?
Yeah.
But when I was doing that, I was like, man, you know, they could see me now, you know what I mean? But as I thought, it was like, I'm accepted, you know, but it's like, I'm not, just to let you know, I'm not glorifying this or saying this is the right thing.
No, not at all.
This is what I felt. This is how I felt. This is what I was doing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it got to the point where I didn't know, you know, and I would sit there and tell my cousin Ed, I'd be like, hey, bro, you know, what the hell, you know what I mean? You know, we were caught up in the same stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And as time went on, bro, you know, my feelings, like you said, man, I started stuffing up stuff, and then, you know, I ended up getting a case, you know, situation with my mother, and also, you know, got a gun charge, and you know, the indictment came, and then, you know, I got stuck in the county jail, and I was like, wow, you know, and I had to figure out, you know, I ended up PCing, you know, you know, I was in denial, but, you know, the administration PC'd me up, you know what I mean, automatically, because of my situation.
Yeah.
You know, that right when I walked into the county jail, you know, I'm not trying to justify anything, but, you know, when I got there, they said, hey, man, you know, you're on the list and this and that. I said, oh, is that mine? Whoa, what the hell? You know what I mean? And you know, I'm thinking, you know, you're gonna have to go PC automatically. And I was like, man, I'm not gonna try to fight these people, you know, the goon squad and all that.
Yeah, it's not gonna change nothing.
Anyhow, right?
Yeah.
But anyhow, I was like, you know, sitting in the county jail, and then all of a sudden, all these investigators come in, you know. I had a lot of people coming, you know. I even had, when I say investigators, you know, with the Black Widow situation, and then talking about, you know, they had these three, like I said, they had 3 different crews that, you know, they indicted, that, you know, that I knew this and I was part of this and now. I was like, whoa, what do you mean? Then all of a sudden at the same time, look, I'm already stressed out, you know. I'm already, you know, but I'm cleaning up and all that. I'm getting them all stressed out about all this. And then to make matters worse, you got all these guys, all the fellas, lawyers, coming to see me.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And I was like, wait a minute, man. Well, you know, and then, you know, Rico's lawyer, Kid's lawyer, even Goose's lawyer. You know what I mean? Lawyer after lawyer, Horny's lawyer. I mean, all these Canales lawyers coming to see me. And the investigator, other people, I was like, wait a minute, what do you mean? You know what I mean? Oh, well, he said this. He said, whoa. Said, wait, listen, I ain't got nothing to say to you people. You know what I mean? as far as their lawyers, you know.
Yeah.
Well, we need you to help you in this. How you can help in this? I'm like, wait a minute. You want me to help you? How do you expect me to help you? Where's my help? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And anyhow, as time, I started, cooperating,
Yeah.
and I
This is during Operation Black Widow?
talked to it. Yes.
Okay.
And I ended up cooperating, and I said, man, what the hell? I was holding on, and I ended up getting moved. I had to go to San Quentin real quick, and when I went to San Quentin, they had to give me a number there for some reason, and then after that, the marshals come pick me up, and I went to San Diego, and I stood over there, on some other charges, and then I ended up coming, getting to the marshals picked me up, went on the plane, and went to Oklahoma, and then after that, got housed in the BOP.
Yeah.
But I had to go through this struggle, this change in my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And earlier it was hard, man. It was hard,
Yeah.
So I had all these character defects. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Characteristics, and as they call them, character defects.
Yeah.
And slowly but surely, man, I had to start working on myself.
It takes a long time, bro. It took me literally, I'm going to be honest with you, it took me about 10 years until I started to look at myself and look at everything I was doing and knowing that, man, I'm not doing shit to better my life. I'm just fucking repeating the same cycles. It's just I'm no longer active. You know what I'm saying? I really fucking had so much internal issues about it, bro, that I think I'm still, to be honest with you, sometimes I still think I'm working through it, brother. You know what I mean? I don't know about you. But sometimes I wake up with days where I'm pissed off about how things went, or I hear someone say something about something and it kind of maybe affects me more than it should.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Look, all the trauma I went through. I mean, now today, I'm thankful to be out. After at the time when I came in, and then when I got out, it took a long time, man. And to this day, I'm all right. I'm good with I'm over what happened to me as far as me getting shot up and all that.
Yeah.
But then I had to, deal with other things. I'm sober. I'm thankful. I'm established. You know what I mean? Being in the feds, meeting a lot of people, and I'm able to, now be able to, take these classes that I took in the BOP, and also, like I said, thankful that, because like I said before, people counted me out. They said I thought I was going to die in prison,
And that's the thing. That's the thing that these kids need to hear too, man, or even these youngsters, right? There's no guarantee you're going to ever be given a second chance by the choices you make today.
I got my second chance, and I'm here. I got loved ones, support system. I had support system, and in the Fed. It feels good. Get on the phone. Getting visits and getting commissary and though under the circumstances, when you don't have nobody, man, it's rough, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you're sitting there when you're in prison. I mean, how are you gonna glorify being in prison? Being, hey, I was this or I was that, bro. Being in the feds, man, you meet a lot of people.
Yeah.
Different types of caliber of individuals.
Yeah.
And again, like I told you before, and I said it, I express it to the young guys. The state and the feds are full of demonstrators. Life sentence, life sentence, life sentence. The feds, they don't play. All they do is deal with football numbers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
10, 20, 30. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what the hell? So
and it's the same. It's the same story though. It's the same story everywhere you go though. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has the same type of experience. It's the wrath of betrayal is just it's just a human nature. The jealousy and the envy and the the politicking and so forth, man. I think every state, whatever groups are there, experience the same type of bullshit.
No, hey, and I listen. I agree with you. Look, I don't know your situation as far as dealing with other people. Listen, I'll tell you straight up. Like I told you the other day about the state of California. You know what I mean? Everybody knows. You want to shoot them up, bang bang? Well, shoot them up, bang bang. That's there for you. But they got something for that ass. Excuse my language, but they got something for you. Listen, every state, New York, you know what I mean? Oklahoma, I mean, Kansas, I mean, Mississippi. Come on, you would think, some of you guys that don't know, man, you think, oh, Mississippi, man, they got squads, they got Crips and Bloods everywhere. You know what I mean? Now you got the NF going state to state. Then you got the MA everywhere, and you got the MA, you got Arizona MA, you got Texas MA. Now you got nothing but indictments. So where does it stop? So don't feel alone, because it's not just that state of California.
Yeah.
It's all the same. It's all the states. Like I say, same shit, different smell, bro.
I agree, brother.
You know.
And
I've seen it. I've talked to a lot of different people, and it's like when you're sitting there talking to them, it's like, hey, like what, man? You got the same story I do. You know. Hey, I met dudes that got, hey, even the mob dudes. You know, the Italian mob.
Yeah.
The saying, like, dude, man, they got dudes. Dude got hit in his head 3 times, 4 times in the back of his head. You know what I mean? And he lived.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? And he's here to talk about it. You know what I mean? But again, it cost him a lot. He lost some loved ones, because of the situation. And that's another thing, you know what I mean? The impact that, okay, we can sit here and talk about ourselves. Oh, like I said, the pity party. Yeah, we got issues, but we said it before. Hey, we're no saints. But again, I look at the impact that I put on other people, the people that I hurt.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's what I focus on now. Because, again, I didn't have the tools then. I have all the tools now. And I know how to deal with my situations, you know what I mean?
It was the innocent people that I had the most guilt about. You know what I'm saying? My kids, my family, the ones that just wanted me to do right. Those are the ones I sat there and had the most ill feelings towards, man, and as far as towards myself, you know what I mean? And for a minute, bro, I don't know about you, but see, I was still running the streets for about 10 years, bro, afterwards, bro, and I just started making excuses. I am what I am. I just do what I do. You know what I mean? But after a while, I didn't even know who I was when I looked at myself in the mirror, bro. I was just someone totally different than, let's just keep it real. Some of the stuff that we learned behind the walls, the structure, the discipline, it was good for us in the real world. But I even got away from all that, brother. I just didn't care anymore. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have anything to give me an encouragement to live or to even care if I lived or whatnot. Not that I was trying to beat all suicidal or nothing. I just didn't care, bro. You know what I'm saying? I was at that state of my life where I didn't care who you were, what you about, what not. You know what I mean? You want it, you can get it. And it was my ego that was feeding that, bro. Because I was upset with my situation, bro. I was still not willing to accept it years later, bro.
You're right. You talking about suicide and all that. At the time, I didn't think about it, as far as, I didn't look at it because I had a situation one time, one of my loved ones, their husband killed himself, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And at the time when it happened, I didn't think nothing of it, you know what I mean? As far as like again, this, knowing the tools and how to deal with it, or not even caring. Now, I was like, I even talk crap, you know what I mean? Like, hey, man, that's weak. That's a kind of weakness.
Yeah, me too.
A form of weakness, and just all them things you can think of, like, oh, he's a man. I'm gonna keep it real. That motherfucker ain't no good. He's a fucking punk. He just left his family. He left his wife. He left this. You know what I mean? And so forth. And it's like, but I didn't realize it until I got in that position. We talk about the feelings. At one time, when that happened, I was sitting in my homeboy's house, you know, and I thought about it, man, for a second. Man, you know what? What's left? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe I should just get this pistol and just take my life. You know what I mean? Just die with dignity. You know what I mean?
I think
You know,
for me, I was too much of a coward to do it myself. That's my personal opinion. You know what I mean?
No, I
But
agree with you.
I think I was putting myself in positions for it to happen, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was out there in the mix. I was out there fucking places. I didn't care, bro. You know what I'm saying? If it was just I don't know about you, but the aftermath of what happened, I had so much anger and resentment that I became off the hook, bro. I was doing some off the hook shit out there in the streets, bro. That was just fucking not, you know what I mean? I've always been about that action, but I was just savaging out bad, bro. Like, there was no, I had a moral compass, but at the same time, I would do things that would just be stupidly dumb, but I'd get away all the time, bro. And I just didn't care. And so that's how I felt at the time of me going through, me dealing with my emotions. I dealt with it that way. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like I was proving to myself, because I felt like I was proving to others that fucking who I was. But I wasn't being who I was regardless of the situation. I was still fucking upset, mad, hurt, and so forth, man. And it wasn't to I'm gonna go into this. We're gonna do episodes in the future, guys, about how we overcame this, man. But I'm gonna briefly say this: it wasn't till I learned to let go of everything in my past that I was okay. And I'll go into a future spill with Chango on that, because we're gonna discuss that, because I think that's really important for you guys to hear, man. And right now we want to focus on the feelings, the emotions, and fucking all this fucked up shit that happens afterwards. I mean, I think that was the hardest part of my fucking life overall, bro. Was right after.
Yeah, some of these guys, just let you know, man. You guys are out there, you're younger, older, and haven't dealt with your issues. You know what I mean? Hey, it's not easy, man. But you can get help, man. But you got to start, within yourself. And how bad you want to change your way of thinking, man.
Yeah.
And like I said, Rome wasn't built in a day. But it's how bad you want to change this, man. And it's hard, man. But they got support groups. They got, like Flaco was saying, hey, man, he's still there. Like, hey, it's been 25 years.
25 years, yeah.
24, 25 years when this happened to me. And, I overcame it. But once in a while I get a little flashback on something. But now I got, what helps me is I got support groups. I go to meetings. I have, like I said, I have support groups, people to talk to. I talk to a counselor, a psychologist or psych, whatever.
Yeah.
And don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed to ask for help. You see, that's the problem with us already. As far as you don't have to be Rafa. Rafa's very, very difficult to deal with because they're real prideful.
Tribal. They're very tribal.
Man, yeah. But at the same time, it's not just being Mexican. Other races, you know what I mean? Just a man itself being prideful.
Yeah.
When you got all that pride, and, there's two different types of pride. There's the pride, the machismo pride. Yeah, I'm chingon. I don't give a fuck. And excuse my language, but hey, I don't care. But I'll do whatever. But then there's the other prideful. When you see your daughter, man, hitting that home run, because when she's playing softball, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That type of pride, you know what I mean? Like, hey, man, call it. Hey, she just finished she's gonna start high school. She's like, man, she just finished your kindergarten and then preschool, so forth.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's like, wow,
those are the greatest moments.
Getting that certificate,
I'm gonna talk about that too, real briefly. We're gonna probably end this episode because we want to go into we're gonna go into the solutions later, right? But I'm gonna sit there and tell you this, Chango. My greatest feeling in the world was when my kids would look at me with that smile after doing something prideful, or when I could influence them and help them, and they tell me that they love me or they appreciate me. Those are the greatest rewards I've ever received in my life, period. Is the ones I've received from my kids. Anyways,
Yeah, that's
is
good,
there
man.
before we end this, bro? I want you. Is there anything else that you want to talk about, real briefly, about your emotions before you after the aftermath? You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do an episode in the future, guys, about how it clicked for us and the things that we used as resource and tools to help us overcome it. Because I went through it for a long time, man. I still think I'm a work in the process. Excuse my language. I still think I need to work on myself in a lot of areas, man. But
Yeah.
is there anything you got to add, brother?
No, I'm good, bro. You know what I mean? We'll see you next time. You know what I mean?
Most
We'll
definitely.
be safe. Thanks for hearing us out. You know.
Yeah, most definitely. All right, guys.